Europe is one of the most sought-after travel destinations in the world, drawing millions of visitors every year with its rich history, diverse cultures, and stunning landscapes. But when exactly is the best time to visit? Should you go when it's bustling with tourists, or is there a way to experience Europe without the crowds, high prices, and long lines? In this video, we'll break down the best times to visit Europe, comparing the peak seasons to the off-peak times. Get ready to discover how to plan your European getaway like a pro, save money, and enjoy everything Europe has to offer without the stress. When you think about traveling to Europe, you might imagine strolling through Paris, enjoying the Mediterranean sun in Spain, or exploring the ancient ruins of Rome. These iconic experiences are all part of Europe's charm. But here's the thing, Europe isn't just one destination. It's an entire continent with different climates, cultures, and events happening throughout the year. And that means, depending on when you go, your experience can vary dramatically. During peak travel seasons, everything is packed. The sights, the streets, the restaurants, and, of course, the prices. You'll face long lines, higher hotel rates, and possibly even difficulty finding tickets for popular attractions. On top of that, you might have to deal with overcrowded public transportation, noisy tourist spots, and less authentic experiences. If you're planning to visit Europe during the summer or during big holiday seasons, these are the issues you might encounter. Now, let's consider the off-peak season. This is when you'll find fewer tourists, more affordable prices, and often a more relaxed travel experience. But on the flip side, you might miss out on certain events or have to deal with less than ideal weather in some places. Not to mention, some attractions or restaurants might be closed during the off-peak months. So, what's the right choice? Do you take on the crowds for the energy and excitement of the peak season? Or do you risk a quieter experience with fewer options during the off-peak months? The good news is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best time to visit Europe really depends on what you're looking for. Whether you're craving sunshine, lively events, or peaceful exploration, there's a time of year that fits your needs. The key is understanding the difference between peak and off-peak seasons and deciding which one aligns best with your travel goals. First, let's break down peak travel season. Typically, the peak season in Europe runs from June to August. This is when most people think of summer vacations, long days, warm weather, and bustling cities. From iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower in Paris to the canals of Venice, Europe's top attractions are swarming with tourists. The weather during these months is usually perfect, especially in Mediterranean countries like Italy, Spain, and Greece, where the sun is out and beach days are in full swing. However, peak season isn't without its drawbacks. With so many tourists, prices for accommodation and flights tend to be at their highest. Popular sites often have long lines, and you might find it hard to book a last-minute reservation at top restaurants or excursions. Public transport and even taxis can be crowded and slow, and depending on where you are, the heat can be intense, especially in southern Europe. Now, let's talk about the off-peak season. Off-peak usually falls between November and March, outside of major holidays like Christmas and New Year. This is when you'll find Europe much quieter. You won't be competing with crowds to see the famous sights, and you're more likely to get better deals on hotels and flights. You can take your time exploring cities without feeling rushed, and you might even discover hidden gems that are typically overshadowed during the busy months. However, the off-peak season does come with some trade-offs. The weather in many parts of Europe can be chilly, especially in Northern Europe, and some destinations might be too cold for comfort. Certain attractions, restaurants, or shops might be closed for the season, and some areas might feel a bit empty or lacking in excitement. But that's also part of the appeal for many travelers, a more authentic, laid-back experience where you can get a true sense of local life without the heavy tourism. Let's break this down a bit more and look at specific examples of when to visit different parts of Europe. 1. Paris, France. Paris is always a good idea, right? But when is the best time to visit this beautiful city? If you want to experience Paris at its liveliest, with vibrant street cafes and packed museums, then the summer months are ideal. The weather is warm, outdoor events are in full swing, and Paris is buzzing with energy. But, of course, expect long lines at places like the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower. The crowds can be overwhelming. However, if you'd rather see Paris in a more relaxed atmosphere, late autumn October and November is the perfect time. The weather is still mild, and the city's beautiful parks and gardens are covered in golden leaves. Plus, you can enjoy fewer crowds at attractions, and hotel prices are more affordable. The spring months, April and May, are also wonderful, as the flowers are blooming and the weather is pleasant but not too hot. 2. Rome, Italy. Rome is magical year-round, but the best time to experience it without the overwhelming crowds is during the shoulder seasons. Late spring, April to June, and early autumn, September to October. These months offer great weather and fewer tourists, so you can enjoy the Colosseum, the Vatican, and other iconic sites at a more relaxed pace. If you're looking to save money and don't mind the chillier weather, November through February is the off-peak season. While it can get cold, Rome rarely sees snow, and the sites are less crowded. Plus, you can often find amazing deals on flights and hotels. 3. Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is famous for its beaches, parks, and architectural wonders by Antoni Gaudí. If you're all about soaking up the sun, July and August are the months to go, but they're also the hottest and most crowded. If you want to avoid the overwhelming heat, aim for May, June, or September, when the weather is still perfect for sightseeing, but the crowds are more manageable. For a quieter, more affordable experience, consider visiting in November or December. Though it may be a bit chillier, Barcelona still offers plenty to explore, and the holiday lights add a special touch to the city's atmosphere. 4. The Mediterranean islands, Santorini, Greece. Greece is stunning year-round, but the peak summer months of July and August bring in the tourists and the heat. Santorini, one of the most popular islands, is particularly crowded during these months. Instead, try visiting in late spring, May and June, or early autumn, September to October. The weather is perfect for exploring. The island isn't packed, and you'll get to see the famous sunsets in a more intimate setting. 5. Amsterdam, Netherlands. If you're a fan of tulips and springtime vibes, April is the best time to visit Amsterdam, especially for the Keukenhof Tulip Festival. However, the city gets crowded during this period. For a quieter trip with good weather, try early autumn, September and October. The weather is still nice, the canals are lovely, and the crowds are thinner compared to summer. So, whether you're looking to soak up the sun on a Mediterranean beach or explore European cities without the crowds, the key to having an amazing trip lies in picking the right time to visit. Peak season might offer vibrant energy and perfect weather, but the off-peak season offers a more relaxed and affordable travel experience. Before you start packing your bags, remember that each destination has its own best time to visit depending on your priorities. So, if you're dreaming of your European getaway, think about the kind of experience you want, whether it's bustling with activity or serene and peaceful. If you're excited to start planning your European adventure, don't forget to subscribe to Pack Fast and Fly Far. We've got tons of tips, guides, and insider knowledge to help you explore the world like never before. Whether it's tips on the best time to travel or hidden gems in your favorite cities, we've got you covered. So, hit that subscribe button, pack your bags, and let's start planning your next amazing trip to Europe.